This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, getting you ready for today's sports day.
3 of the first 4 games have been at home, so at some point in time you're going to have to venture outside the 806, so that'll start this week.
While having a little fun along the way.
Always good if you can blame it on somebody else, right?
Yeah, sure.
Especially some media guy.
Sure. Right, some media guy.
Catch the show live weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on Lubbock Sports Station, Double T 97.3.
6:32 this morning with Jamie, Lent, and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. Yates Flooring Center chat line is open. If you want to make a prediction on tomorrow's game, you can go to the Yates Flooring Center chat line for that. A new controversy in the NBA amongst the guys that do the analysis on TNT inside the NBA. Have you seen this?
I have not.
Okay. It only struck my fancy because I saw the word conspiracy and Shaquille and Charles Barkley and battle. Shaq is convinced there's more than one moon around the earth. He said, let me tell you my theory. He said, the other day I was riding, and he was on his, I guess he was on his bike. And the moon was on the left, and I kept going straight and didn't make any turns. And about 20 minutes later, the moon was behind me. After hearing Shaquille O'Neal out, Charles Barkley jumped in and says, "That's because it was moving, fool." And O'Neal says, "Nope, there's more than one moon." And then 45 seconds later, the moon was on my right. There's more than one moon. So I think there's just one. And then he was a flat earther. Shaq was a flat earther for a little while with Kyrie. He said he flew to Australia without going upside down earlier this year. He also questions whether the earth is spinning, noting that he lives on a lake and the water doesn't spin. So maybe that was just for fodder. I
don't have words. Then again, I mean, if I'm looking for science, I'm probably not going to Shaq and Sir Charles.
Right? No, I don't think
probably not the two guys.
I think you're
looking
staying away
for
from
my
that.
answers.
Yeah.
Didn't Shaq get a degree from LSU?
I believe so.
I mean, he had to go back for it. Like, I know he left early.
I think he's gotten his. Yeah.
This is a college-educated man who thinks there's more than one moon. I haven't had enough coffee.
Kyrie Irving thought the Earth was flat. He went to Duke. He got into Duke.
I think he was just. I think he
Maybe
just went to the classes just for a semester.
He was on the one-semester program.
I think that had something to do with his basketball ability that he got into Duke.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's proven to be a really smart guy at the next level.
The guy that caught Aaron Judge's ball says he's going to send it. He's going to take it to an auction. Corey Yeomans, he's from Dallas. So after weeks of deep conversation with his wife, she's a sports reporter. They are going to sell the ball with the Golden Auctions House. He turned down a $3 million offer for that baseball. $3 million.
Three.
Apparently,
big number.
Apparently, the night that he caught it, after they got him out of the stands, a Yankee security officer went to meet with him and basically tried to offer him some tickets and memorabilia and a chance to meet Aaron Judge, but he turned down that opportunity. He thought maybe it'd be better for him to hang on to it and to sell it. And Aaron Judge doesn't. He said he didn't have any. He didn't have any problem with that. He said he caught the ball. He's the one that made the play out there in left field, so it's his right to do with it what he wants. Hopefully, he's making the right decision for him and his family. Judge also said he would not be involved bidding in the ball. He goes, I haven't signed my free agent deal yet, so I think that's a little out of my price range right now.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think when he signs his free agent deal, he'll be all right, though.
That'd be tip money, right? And it's this was the number 62. So anyway, so he got that. Yeah. So
Man,
the Yankee,
I was so close to it, Chuck.
the Yankee director of security, Eddie Fasthook, offered memorabilia, photographs, and tickets, and said he would be the one to arrange that with Aaron Judge.
Man, jeez, that would be awfully hard, right? I mean, if you were a diehard Yankee fan or whatever,
sure,
it would be, man, you'd feel so terrible. Like, oh man, I would love every bit of that. I want to give this to Aaron Judge, but $3 million to, the average Joe is, man, that's a life changer.
Yeah,
right? You'd hate to feel like you were. I mean, it's disrespectful to Mr. Judge, but man, Mr. Judge, this is $3 million, dude.
This is
it's not
money.
Yeah,
here.
It's not Chuck Heinz money, but it's not bad.
Yeah, like you want to say to the Yankee security guy, okay, meet me halfway, give me 1.5,
Right,
and I'll do it. But 3, man, that's a lot of money.
just scratch out a check for me. This was good news. I heard this. I think I heard this during end of the bench yesterday when this news broke, that the Rangers are going to host the All-Star Game in 2024.
Yes.
So that's really, really cool. I mean, that's just 2 years. For some reason, I thought I had it in my mind that those things were announced further out. That, unlike the Super Bowl, I guess they are not, because Super Bowl, it seems like there's a lot, I guess, more planning and things like that, and it takes place because it's a worldwide event, But still, the All-Star Game will be in Arlington in 2024. So that's cool. The Commissioner of Baseball said the Rangers stepped up under difficult circumstances, and Globe Life Field served as a terrific host for the 2020 postseason, including the World Series. Makes a lot of sense. We're excited to once again feature baseball's newest ballpark on the global stage next summer.
Very cool.
Yeah. The Mariners are going to host this coming year in 2023, and the Phillies are going to host in 2026. No announcement with regard to 2025. So I think that's pretty cool. That the Rangers are going to get to do that. So if you've not been to an All-Star game, Troy said that was a bucket list thing for him. He's not. I've been able to go to 2, and it is cool. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's really it's a lot of fun to see that. All those guys come out and all the things that they do, and just the activities that go around it. It's
the game that they play, it's
it's all of it. So there's obviously pomp and circumstance and all those kinds of things, plus the game itself. Just seeing all the different uniforms, I thought it was pretty cool.
Your morning dose of coffee and sports. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3. Catch the show live weekdays from 6 to 9 on Double T 97.3 FM or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.
Time for this day in sports history. On this 18th day of November, the day we're going to give away $10,000 to somebody. It's going to be a historic day for somebody today in the great city of Lubbock.
I'll take it. We don't have to get it. I'll take it.
Okay. Double T 97.3 in the home zone. Going to do that tonight at 2 o'clock.
You don't want to give it to me.
Well,
fine.
You're not eligible.
You just sit there and not be nice to me.
Okay.
1949, National League batting leader Jackie Robinson, who hit .342 on the year, wins your National League MVP. 1951, former Cubs first baseman and future TV star of The Rifleman, Chuck Connors, is the first player to oppose the Major League Draft. 1966, Sandy Koufax.
What do you mean he opposed it?
He was not a fan of not picking where he wanted to play, and was very vocal about the draft.
He was like one of the first ones to. Obviously, he was the first one to do that.
And did he have any say?
No, but he was very vocal about his opposition to.
Okay, Chuck.
1966, Sandy Koufax announces his retirement due to arthritic left elbow. 1975, Calvin Murphy of the Houston Rockets ends an NBA free throw streak of 58 consecutive games without missing a free throw. 1980, despite missing 45 games, George Brett wins the AL MVP.
Must have been really good.
Clearly. He broke his toe that year. He was doing laundry at his home, and Bill Buckner was coming up to bat, and Brett loved Bill Buckner and wanted to watch him bat, and he stubbed his toe and broke his toe. And that's what happened to him.
1987. Chicago Cubs' Andre the Hawk Dawson is the first player from a last-place club to win an MVP.
The Hawk. He was great.
Absolutely deserved that MVP. Probably deserved another one earlier in his career, too. But...
With the Expos?
In 2000, the 65th Iron Bowl took place. Auburn beats Bama 9-0 in Tuscaloosa. So not only a win on the road, but a shutout win on the road. And in 2007, Roger Federer scores back-to-back season-ending tennis Masters Cup titles, beating Spaniard David Ferrer 6-2, 6-3, 6-2 in the final in Shanghai, China. It is National Apple Cider Day. Could use some of that tonight.
Okay.
Happy birthday to Owen Wilson, who's 54. David Ortiz is 47. Megyn Kelly, 52. Denny Hamlin, 42. Gary Sheffield, 54. C.J. Wilson's 42. And owner of the trophy that says prettiest ball, Warren Moon, 66.
Okay. There's no doubt. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
I just broke Jamie.
He's mocking you.
I'm not. He did throw a really pretty ball.
I know he is.
And on this day in 1863, a dad getting ready for an out-of-town work trip. He has to give a speech. He knows what he's going to say. Nothing too long. But he's a bit distracted. His wife, Mary, is worried about their son, Tad, who is becoming very ill. They had already lost 2 sons to disease. Mary was also a little upset that her husband was still going to leave. Like, how can he leave at a time like this? But he needed to. Then he boarded the train and he went. He felt guilty the entire trip. When he arrived in Pennsylvania, he was handed a telegram saying that Tad was feeling much better now. Abe enjoyed an evening of dinner and a serenade by the 5th New York Artillery Band before retiring to his room to finalize his famous Gettysburg Address.
How about
And
that?
that is the Stan Sports History.
I feel that's a little rest of the story there kind of thing.
We were one sick kid away from not getting the Gettysburg Address.
Okay.
Something to think about.
One sick. I think he probably still would have given it, right?
Depends how sick his kid got.
Depends on how sick his kid got.
He was worried the entire trip home.
I thought you were going to tell us that him and Mary decided after all to go to the play. That's what I thought you were going to tell us.
That wasn't in 63. I know. I take it back. That wasn't 63. That was about 4 months from now, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then I was thinking, not quite that time of year. Well, 4 to 6 feet of snow is too much for the NFL and Buffalo. And I mean, you certainly get it. You certainly understand. They've shifted that Browns and Bills game to Detroit because of the snow that's going to assail on Buffalo. And that's probably the smart decision when you think about resources that you have to dedicate to, putting on a football game and getting everybody there and, secure. I mean, it's a nightmare. And so they probably need people clearing streets as opposed to worrying about shoveling out a stadium. Even though usually they use the convicts for that.
Yeah.
Get the guys on the chain gang going
No,
over
I
there.
understand the workers and the fans that want to come to the game and all that. You want to make sure they're not out there on the streets and all that. So hopefully they're all getting out of town and headed to Detroit.
Yeah. So the fans are getting on the road.
Get to Detroit. We still need you.
Yeah, we still need you.
Bring your tables and get there, Buffalo fans.
This is lake effect snow is what this was all about. So that is not going to transpire.
It's amazing how much difference just like an hour and a half can make or so. I got a friend of mine who lives outside of Boston. I asked him how much snow they're supposed to get this weekend.
Outside of where?
Outside of Boston.
Outside
Oh, I
of
thought you
Boston.
said Austin.
I did too.
Boston.
Okay.
And he was like, snow? What? So you pulled up the weather forecast? Nope. Sunny and cold. all weekend because he likes when it snows. I was like, Buffalo's getting like 4 to 6 feet. You're not getting anything. He's like, no. So just that distance.
Sounds
huge
like
difference.
Jeff's friends with Eeyore.
There's some definite comparisons between him and Eeyore. Not gonna lie. Everything really is the worst for him.
Thursday night football last night. Tennessee beats the Packers 27-17. Cowboys play Sunday. They take on the Vikings in Minnesota. They'll play inside, so they don't have to worry about the snow.
It's good.
Yeah. Well, we'll have the game for you on Sunday afternoon at 2:30.
You're tuned in to the Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3, recapping the night that was in the world of sports.
That's not to say that they don't respect the run game that you have, but you're talking about one quarterback leading the conference in passing so far this year. And remember, he didn't start the first game.
All right.
Still played a lot, though.
And also bringing some humor to your day.
I just don't want to disappoint you. As much as I disappoint you, I don't want to disappoint you in some things that you expect from me.
Hear the show live weekday mornings at 6 on Double T 97.3 or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.
Brian writes in, a lot of people are without power across town. This is our guy from Buffalo, right? Is our guy, is that our guy? It's Darren usually.
Darren is from Buffalo.
Is in. Brian says a lot of people are without power across town. I'm going to assume that's Buffalo, but maybe not. Maybe it's Lubbock. Maybe people are without power here. Maybe somebody hit a power pole or something.
Oh, man, I hope that's not the case here in Lubbock. Well, I hope it's not the case anywhere, but
sure.
Obviously, it's chilly here this morning, so that'd be tough.
With the Bills and Browns moving their game to Detroit, question was asked if the Red Raiders ever had to move a game because of snow or cold weather. Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
There's some games I wish they would have moved because of cold weather, but we didn't get a vote.
Mike says this, I'm awake, Chuck. Okay, thank you, Mike. As you know, Hilton is a tough place to play, but so is Jack Trice Stadium. I lived in Iowa for 25 years. I did ask Choice to take a picture of their sky bridge that they were building from the parking lot to the stadium for me. I wanted to see if it was fully constructed now. It goes up and over the interstate. It's quite impressive. That keeps people from running out on the interstate, to get to the stadium.
That's good. You don't want people running out over the interstate.
Yeah, right.
I mean, don't we basically have the same thing here over our interstate?
Yeah, but this is going from a parking lot to a football stadium.
Oh, and that's going from a parking garage to a football stadium. Completely different.
Where?
The one we have over Marcia Sharp. When people who park over there walk over.
Yeah, that's I guess you're right about that. I hadn't thought about that. That's right. But it's a meandering walk. That thing looks, because I've walked from that parking garage to the stadium before. It's one of those deals where it looks like it's right there, but it's a longer walk than actually what it looks like.
I feel like all this talk of you feeling like Lubbock needs, a sky bridge. Mm-hmm. That sky bridge, that little walk there, has not gotten the respect that it deserves from you. Okay. Feel like you act like we don't have one in this city.
You know what?
And it's there. And there's a lot of people that walk on it. It's done its job. Yet you still give it no respect.
I poo-pooed it.
Yep.
Yeah. You're probably right about that.
It's embarrassing.
Hearing the scores of those games makes me nervous about tomorrow. I know. I'm right there with you. It's like, good God. It's a better team than I thought it was.
I just think they're really good on defense, and they've made it tough for everybody for the most part. And it feels like they're getting a little bit better on offense.
Mm-hmm. This Iowa State lost Breece Hall. That's what happened.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good one. This maybe they lost 22 guys because they underachieved so much last year. Ranked number 7 preseason and finished 6-6. Yeah.
Thanks. Right there. That's the Matt Campbell story.
Yeah. Sadly, when I hear 22 players left and you're not hearing stories about player mistreatment or negative culture around the program, it leads me to think that those players left to find better monetary situation than they have at Iowa State. Could also be because the school is picking night games in freezing weather. Of course, this last line is tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, this is a TV decision. This was not a school decision. Mm-hmm. It's only a school decision when it's ESPN+.
Yeah.
Here's some good news, though, for the weather tomorrow. That once the game kicks off, Jamie, it's only going to go down 1 degree. Okay?
From 6 to 5.
16 to 15.
Okay.
Be 15 at 7 o'clock tomorrow night there in sunny Ames.
Well, for all the Red Raider fans that are traveling up there, I wish you the best of warmth. But honestly, since it's not a home game for our Red Raider fan base, I'm really not that worried about the weather. And so hopefully we handle it well. I guess in some regards you could say it's an advantage for Iowa State because they are a little more used to it. I guess. So maybe I do feel like it'd be better off if it was warmer.
They're numb to it. Brian says Lubbock.
Literally numb to it, right?
Yeah, right. Brian says numb to it with Lubbock with regard to people without power across town. So if you're without power, I feel bad for you. Okay, is it okay to be feeling bad for people as opposed to say sorry about you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
You should actually use "I feel bad for you" almost every time you said "sorry about you."
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, I think that's probably good. The walk from the Ranching Heritage Center to the stadium isn't bad. Okay. Chuck, when you get your sky bridge at the Womble, will you say it? Will you want it to say the Heinz Family Bridge or something like that? Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Fire sprinkler guy here, and I do all of the fire sprinklers at the parking garage. It's right across from the stadium, Chuck. Get it together. I'm not going in that elevator in that parking garage again. I mean, that thing scares me. Concerns me.
Yeah.
There's been some gum on the tracks of the elevator, and it's gotten stuck a couple of
I thought it
times
was
a
just
season.
one time. Just one, sissy media guy gets scared.
David Collier.
and now nobody will ride it.
Yeah.
I am fortunate.
Another great Lubbock landmark that you're disrespecting.
Shelley says this: I'm spending this morning watching a high school tennis tournament. All the layers. Wish I had a turtleneck. Shelley, I've got a turtleneck on.
I've never been colder in my life than watching my daughter play tennis.
Yeah. What tennis tournament is going on that Shelley's at?
I don't know where she is.
Oh, does that make you a little jelly?
No, I got basketball this weekend, so I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm glad we're inside.
Okay. Mark says this: Hey Chuck, when I win the lotto, I will have a bridge built in your name. Thank you.
Oh, and I was also supposed to tell you that I met a morning drive listener yesterday. I was working the door yesterday at the Friendship Basketball Tournament.
Awesome.
Young lady wanted me to let you know that I met someone.
Okay, good.
I met a morning drive listener.
Good. Good. That's really cool. I'm
Because
glad.
usually they just move past me and don't want to be known as a morning drive listener.
Did she ask where I was or no? No,
She did not ask where you were.
Okay, well,
She did not.
that's okay. This question from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. So will tomorrow be a competition between the Tech offense and Tech defense and who can stay off the field the most? Offense will try to score quick so they can get back to the sideline heaters. A defense will try to cause 3 and outs to do the same thing. I like that thinking.
That's good, man. Whatever motivates you.
Yeah, right. That's something for Coach McGuire to, get on the old microphone when they get on the plane today and say, "This is Coach McGuire. Our goal is to get 3 and outs to get back to the heaters." And get touchdowns to get back to the heaters. Let's go.
If they run the ball, the game's shorter. So they can get to the locker room faster where there's more heat.
That's right. Short-term pain, long-term gain, Jeff.
All those things, man.
That's what you're thinking. That wasn't nearly as exciting as Lou Alcindor over here on the mic.
Yeah.
Doing his Airplane 7 version.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Red Raider 2 Gun says, I'd love to see Tech run the football tomorrow. Yeah.
Boy, I felt like that was a huge factor in winning last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel it's one of the biggest factors in the game. Will you be able to run the football against that defense? Because if you're able to do that, then they have to put more men in the box. They allocate more to the box. That opens things up for your passing game. And so to me, that's one of the major keys in this contest.
Makes for a happy flight home if you do that.
And warm too.
And warm, yeah, and warm.
You're listening to the Morning Drive podcast from Lubbock Sports Station, Double T 97.3, recapping the night that was in the world of sports.
A little bit later on tonight, we'll have the Astros and the Diamondbacks. That'll be at 8. And then the Rangers playing at Seattle tonight.
And also bringing some humor to your day.
Was it pretty big?
Yeah, I mean,
Was it impressive?
Yeah.
Was it fascinating?
I thought it was fascinating. It kind of smelled, but I mean.
Hear the show live weekday mornings at 6 on Double T 97.3 or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is presented by Bizarre Solutions. Call them today for a free cybersecurity audit.
What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got?
Okay, my question today, I think, is a hard one.
Oh man, Friday? Why are we having hard questions?
I think it's a hard one.
Jamie, I couldn't even answer yesterday's question.
I know he passed on my question.
That's right.
All right, I'm going with Red Raider football here.
Okay, that's a good start.
All right, before the season started, we talked about guys that we thought would have a chance to be first team all conference, or, maybe make an all-American team or whatever. Okay. I want you to give me 3 guys that you think deserve consideration or could be on the All Big 12 first team. 3 players.
Okay.
Chuck Heinz, you're on the clock. Go.
Well, Tyree Wilson's got to be on that list.
Okay,
that's Captain Obvious,
that's
right?
That's the layup, yep.
Okay. I'm going to say Krishan Merriweather, too.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to stay. I think I'm going to stay all defense. And can I give you 1 + 1? Because I think both these guys deserve consideration. So can I give you 2 more?
Sure.
Co guys, Dadrian, Taylor Demerson, and Malik Dunlap. In fact, I'll take Tyree Wilson off the list because that's free space on bingo.
No, I originally, the purpose of me putting 3 is because I thought there were 2.
Okay.
Okay. So the purpose was, who's the other guy?
Here, I've given you 4. All right, Jeff?
Okay, so the 2, Wilson and Merriweather. And this might be a little too far out of the box, but he is coming off of a co-special teams player of the week. I'll take Trey Wolf.
You all of a sudden have become the kicking guy of this show.
Well, I'm noticing he's making more kicks than a lot of other guys in the Big 12 have been.
Okay.
And he's not hitting the uprights as much as other guys in the Big 12 have been, and hasn't missed a bunch of kicks to lose games like other guys in the Big 12 have. I don't know that he's as good as Garibay was last year, but I don't know that the kickers in the Big 12 are as good this year as they were last year. And I think Wolf's been pretty good since the beginning of the season.
I'd be lying to you if I told you I knew the numbers or, had a good feel for which kickers were good and bad in the Big 12 conference. I know I wouldn't vote the Kansas guy as the first team guy.
Right. I think that's
what's his name? Billy Doinkler?
I don't know. I don't know what his name is.
Okay. I know I wouldn't pick him. Mm-hmm. I think Jeff, he might be onto something there. 15 of 18, which is 83.3%. 6 for 6, 29. 4 for 4, 30 to 39. Okay, so 10 for 10 inside of 40 yards. 3 for 6 on 40 to 49. And 2 for 2. I love this one. From 50 to 99. That's what the stat sheet says.
Well, there you go.
And plus there's been some serious clutch ones, right? Mm-hmm. Now we can also look at the one at Kansas State and say that was a huge momentum swing, and we all kind of felt like it went downhill after that. Mm-hmm. But man, those numbers are hard to argue with. A perfect 10 for 10 inside of 40, you don't see that a ton in the college game, I would think.
Mm-hmm. No,
I think the only guy that may give him his run is the Oklahoma State kicker, who's 17 for 18.
Okay.
So one less kick.
Can you see his numbers like inside of 40 and how many he made in the 50 to 99 category?
That's just the team stat. He's also made 40 for 40 point afters.
Okay, well, we haven't missed a point after.
And it's only 39 for 30. I mean, wow. Yeah, I think you got an argument. You might have to get second team, but it's a lot closer than you would have thought at the beginning of the year.
I hate that I said that about extra points.
Let me give you some numbers here. Okay.
Well, Kansas was 48 for 48. I guess they still are.
On extra points.
On extra points.
Yeah, Billy Doinkler didn't miss one of those.
Tanner Brown from Oklahoma State in 9 games has hit all of his PATs, and he's 17 of 18 from field goals. Okay.
You almost said from distance.
I know. Bert Auburn from Texas, okay, is 41 of 41 with PATs and is 16 of 21 from field goals, okay?
Yeah,
we
got him beat.
Third on the list in scoring is Trey Wolf. He's 32 of 32 on PATs and he's 15 of 18 on field goals. So I don't know, the Tanner Brown field goals versus the Trey Wolf field goals and the Bert Auburn field goals. I don't know what the distance there is, what you just talked about. But those are your 3 contenders, because after that it's Griffin Kell from TCU, and he's 11 of 12 with field goals. Okay.
Jamie, don't worry about the field goal.
43 of 44 for PATs.
For the point after. There's only been 9 missed in the conference overall this year.
Yeah.
So kickers in the Big 12 can put it through the uprights after a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
They're allowed to do that. Yeah, I think the 2 guys that Chuck brought up on the defensive side of the ball were also Worthy and Taylor Demerson and Dunlap. I think both of them have been good too. I think Marquise Waters has been really good as well. I would guess all 3 of those guys land on a team in the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not first team. That'd be my guess. But I would guess that Merriweather and Wilson will end up first team. And hearing all those numbers, if we were giving a winner today, like this was take versus take, I think Jeff won. Because I think Trey Wolf was a good answer.
That was a good answer.
I think that was a really good answer. But I think he's going to end up second team as well. So I guess my point in asking this question is, knowing that you really just have 2 guys that you think are first team all Big 12. I mean, to me, it makes me feel like, man, our coaches did a good job. We're right here in the mix of making a bowl game. We're in the mix for, possibly finishing above 500 in the Big 12 conference. We've been good at home. Yet you still haven't had like a bunch of standouts that we like road to victory, right? Over and over again. We've played 3 quarterbacks. You haven't had some wide receiver just have this breakout massive year. So you could look at that 2 different ways, right? I mean, we're talking all about defensive guys and then a kicker. We're not talking about the special teams guy that we thought we would.
Austin McNamara, yeah.
Yeah. But so you can look at it and be positive, or you can look at it and be negative and say, I thought the offense would be better.
Be a little concerning.
I thought that, but injuries clearly play a major role in that. And again, we said it a million times before. I'll just make it 1,000,001. When your offensive line struggles, it's hard to be good on offense.
You ready for this? Austin's not had a great year, right? We would all say that he's not had a great year
in our minds, right?
He's second in average in punts in the Big 12 right now.
And how about this for Malik Dunlap? He is first in breakups in the Big 12. He has 10. The closest to him are 2 guys that have 8. He only has the 1 interception, and those other 2 guys that have 8 have 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
But still, he's had an outstanding season for that Texas Tech defense.
Your morning blend of sports.
K-State is coming off a big win over Oklahoma. Of course, the Red Raiders off their 37-34 overtime win over number 22 Texas.
And humor.
Sure to tell them that. You suggested that. And, of course, that got a big laugh.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3. Catch the show live weekdays from 6 to 9 on Double T 97.3 FM or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.
Nice to have you with us this morning on Lubbock Sports Station, Double T 97.3 and Double T97.3.com. Nice to have you with us this morning. We'll take your thoughts and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. It's presented by the mobile app by Happy State Bank. We did get a report from Brian earlier that there was a power outage in Lubbock. Apparently, according to KLBK, the Lubbock Police Department, traffic lights had no power near 34th and the Marcia Sharp extending to 50th Street at approximately 6:30 this morning. So apparently about 3,000 homes are affected by this. Or 3,000 customers. I'm assuming homes. I don't know how many people. Paul writes in a text score, 2410 Texas Tech.
I like it, Paul.
Okay. We get this. Chris says Texas Tech 37, Iowa State 34. Woo! Gary says this one. Most folks are looking at a low score. Give me Tech 48-24.
Oh, wow.
48-24. Wow, goodness.
That screams a bunch of turnovers for Iowa State.
Here's another one, 20-7 Texas Tech. Here's somebody that says this. Supposed to go to an outdoor wedding near Brownwood tomorrow. Sure hoping the wife changes her mind. Yeah. I tell my wife we can't have lights because we have a metal roof. Praying she doesn't find out they make magnetic clips. I did not know that. My in-laws used to have a metal roof, and it was a challenge. They have magnetic clips now.
Okay.
Keep her out of the home improvement stores then. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Things no one asked for this holiday, the Christmas Story 2. I didn't know they were doing that. Did you hear that, Jeff? They did Christmas Story 2? Is that right? That seems absurd.
I did not know that either.
They are, it's the kid growing up, and now he's having the Christmas.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Are the Bumpuses in it?
I don't know. I haven't done a deep dive on it.
I need the Bumpuses to enjoy that movie.
Tech 9, Iowa State 3. Texas Tech 27, Iowa State 21. Texas Tech 27, Iowa State 17 from D-Rock. Okay. We put ours up the first weekend of November and light them up on Thanksgiving, right? The daughter gets on the roof for us. She's definitely more agile than me.
I should have done it earlier.
I considered standard time to have outdoor decorations up is Thanksgiving to New Year's. What are y'all's opinions on that? Mine are up, and I turn them on Thanksgiving night, and last night of them on is New Year's night.
I think you can do whatever you want to do.
But you can do whatever you want to do. He asked for what I do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I turn mine on.
Yeah.
Outdoor ones, I turn them on Thanksgiving.
This 17-13 Tech, big defensive stand to close the game. How about this? Tech 7, Iowa State 5.
5.
I will be putting the lights up on our roof this year. The guys did it the last couple years, went out of business, so up on the rooftop I go again. That from Dutch. Dutch, there's plenty of people that can do this for you. Dutch doesn't need to be getting on the roof. We don't want a dead Dutch or a broken Dutch. Okay,
so speaking of Christmas lights, when the competitive nature of all of us kicks in, right? Do you have a line where if your neighbor just goes complete Trans-Siberian Orchestra themed light?
Yeah.
Not even Clark Griswold, because while Clark's was bright and you could see it from space, we're talking like they've got the music timed and the lights and animatronics and everything else.
No.
Do you try to keep up or you wave the white flag?
I'm over that.
I've never had that problem because mine are the best.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm joking. I would not try to keep up with somebody.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
I do what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of pizzazz to it, but I like it to be classy. I don't want to go over the top.
We get this 38-24 good guys. I like that. Okay. They have lights they have lights that with cells that have magnets on the back of them. No clip needed in some cases. Okay. That's great. You know, the guy that the original like Christmas light holders for your little plastic shingle tabs, that was invented here in Lubbock.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's a guy here in Lubbock that did that. He made a lot of money on it. Sneed, Bullfighter says this, I guarantee if Sneed lived next to Chuck, there'd be a Christmas light competition.
No question. No doubt about it.
In that situation, I would want to be on the other side of one of them. So they're next to each other. I'm on the other side, and I would just point an arrow and lights to those two.
I would like to be on the other side of Lubbock from that.
D-mail says 2717 Tech. Okay. Mark says, I have those lights that you stick into the ground and they shine on the house. Okay. Good for you. Man, we woke everybody up, Jimmy. I think everybody just slept in this morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
This riveting discussion that we've been having here for the last 25 minutes.
Why can't we sleep in one morning? I mean, everybody else gets a chance. Why don't we get to?
You can.
You can. Next Thursday. Next Thursday, Jim.
Yeah.
Sleep it.
Juan says this, Tech 24, Iowa State 13. We get this. We take care of the ball. Tech wins 20-9. Wreck 'em. Wreck 'em. Brian says this, the guy who invented the magnet on the back on the light cord is from Lubbock and was in Shark Tank. Okay. Did not know that. How about that? That's pretty cool. I wonder what Bullfighter's got going on at his house. Maybe we should also, like, once you guys get your lights up and your little decorations out and all those kinds of things, take a picture of them and hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. And there's no prize, but you can just have bragging rights.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that the Monday after Thanksgiving. Or the Tuesday. Give you a chance to kind of get everything plugged in okay. 8:22
if
this
Tech
morning.
loses.
If what?
If Tech loses.
Oh, yeah,
because we won't want to talk about the football game.
Yeah.
Tech wins. I'd prefer we talk about football than Christmas lights. But.
Bill says this, Gary's Products of Lubbock invented the Christmas light clips. Yeah. Okay. Lonnie Gary, that's the guy, the original one. Lonnie Gary, a local architect, invented the light tab. I worked at the manufacturer that made them. We made them by the trainload. Yes. Bullfighter says this, I don't have time for lights at my house. I have to have my heat lamps for my chickens. Okay. Somebody says this, if Sneed and Chuck lived next to each other, it would be like the movie Deck the Halls. That doesn't sound complimentary. I can
Trust
assure
that
you,
feeling. It's not.
I can assure you, if the Heinzes lived next to the Sneeds, we'd be brighter with our lights than the Sneeds.
I'm so happy that of all the characteristics that I have,
You have none of ours.
no, most of which I am not a fan of my personality characteristics, that I don't have the always gotta compete gene.
Oh,
I just don't. When I'm on the court, that's a different deal. When I'm playing a sport, I'm very competitive. But the rest of the time in life, I am not always gotta compete. I'm not a comparing myself to others guy.
you're probably better off for that.
I just think it saves space in my brain.
That's probably best for you. It'd probably that's probably well said for all of us that we should do that.
You've been listening to the Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3. For more from Lubbock Sports Station, go to doublet973.com.